Here we go, guys. I'm excited for this one. I'm always excited, but this hits differently. Hello there. Trying to do an Obi-Wan Kenobi impression there, were we? Let me just let the people know that I'm live. All two of them. Let the fans know you're going live. I've done it. How is everybody doing? 5 minutes early, so I won't be starting until after past. I just want to. I'm spitting there. Sorry, guys. I've had a few sherries, not recently, just in the last couple of hours, just to. It's very, very hot in the UK at the minute, and we are looking at another week or so of the lovely weather. So, contrary to what you probably think, I do get out and touch the grass. I hate that saying. Hope everyone's okay. A bit of a change in the schedule for this weekend. Tonight we were supposed to be having a look at the FS Reborn Phenom. There's a couple of ways of saying Phenom. It's not Phenom. Phenom. 300E. But we will do that tomorrow at 7:30. So we have got concurrent back-to-back live streams once again on the channel. We were live last night, we're live today, we're live tomorrow, and we're live Monday. I hopefully will have a couple of days off soon just to recalibrate myself, have a couple of days away from the screens and the lights, because it will start kicking off again in the next couple of weeks when I'm sent a few items. So I need to have a few days where I'm away from the bright lights of, well, the lights and the screens. But it's going to be exciting. I'm going to be able to rejig everything, get me set up the way that I've been looking at wanting to do it for a while, which is cool. Monday we're going to be flying some Qantas Link flights, or flight rather. A319 Qantas Link, Perth to Broome. So we're going from Perth, we're going to be using the Orbex Perth scenery, going up to Broome, the Gaia Simulations part of the World Update 21 update. And yeah, should be a nice, I think around a 2-hour flight. We should, hopefully, if the weather's lovely as it is in the UK, we'll get some nice views over Western Australia. Today we are looking at MK Studios, Fort Lauderdale. I have had the cheeky little peek at the scenery because, well, I had to. But this is probably one in a while that I haven't had a look at as much as I usually do. So kind of, you guys know, what I like to do is obviously with the live streams, if I'm going to be taking something onto a live stream, I like to dive into the scenery once it's installed or whatever. And then I like to grab a few screenshots for social media, screenshots for the thumbnail, and that's pretty much it. There's obviously exceptions that are along the line. If I'm particularly hyped and I want to see it straight away, then yeah, I will have a good little nose. Today that's not been the case. So as you guys know, there's a couple of developers and stores that love to support the channel as much as they can. Orbex, Contrail, Sim Market. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any kind of review copy this time. And listen, guys, you listen. You know that I'm open about it. People send me stuff. I'll pop it on the channel. I'll do my best to show it off and show you guys what it's all about. This time I have paid for the scenery, so but I will say I have bought it from Contrail. So with that said, the link for this scenery that we're going to be taking a look at is linked down below through the Contrail Store. I've got some information. We'll share it as we get down there. We are going to be taking a flight, but that flight is from Miami. So we are literally taking off and coming back down again. We're going up to 10,000 and then we'll be coming straight back down. I'm going to act like it's a repositioning flight of some kind. We'll treat it as a repositioning Delta flight. So we're on the Delta A320 at the minute. At Miami, I haven't got any scenery installed, but this will be catered for because I pretty sure MK Studios are also doing Miami. So they're just heading down the road. The next one should be Miami. So, yeah. As a bit of a dedication to that upcoming scenery, we're going to start with Miami. My God, the default scenery looks terrible, but we're here. We're going to fly it. Let me try and get things out, and we'll start. I've already prepped the aircraft. We're up to the point now where we're going to get a pushback, get out onto the runway. 08 right out of Miami, and I believe it's 010 left at Fort Lauderdale. I can't wait to show you the scenery. I've had a little peek, and wow. If I'm taking it off face value and I'm taking it off my initial just look at the overview of the airport, you're in for a good one, guys, and we're gonna have another belter from MK Studios. That's why, yeah, some people might be like, well, he's looking at the scenery, but he's already said it's incredible. I'm always confident that MK and a lot of other developers will deliver on their promise of a good airport scenery. So anyway, let's get into it. If you haven't already, there's Lee, Virtual Airline Pilot. We are still cross-promoting our channels because he is a legend. Please go and subscribe to his channel if you haven't. It is linked down below in the featured creators section that I've got going on. Links to his website, his dedicated website that he's built from scratch, and everything's in there. His schedules. He is fantastic, guys, and I'm sure he will get his hands on this if he hasn't already. I haven't had a look, but I know he will because well, that's what he does. That's what Lee does. Also, as well, you will see a lot of Logitech symbols and logos and bits and bobs flying around the channel and my social media over the next week or so. It's because it's Logitech Play Days. It started on the 21st. It runs to the 2nd of June. Up to 40% off selected products. Some products like the keyboards and the mice come with free goodies. There's some giveaways on the site. Everything's linked below. If you are going to take advantage of the offers, guys, please, first of all, use my link. It's a link dedicated for me. Use that link and also use my code. It's Practically Geek. It's in the description below if you want any products. I am using this lovely new G915X Lightspeed. It's the wireless version. It is ultra slim. Just as a little comparison, this was the brick I was using before. This is the I can't remember the name of this. Is it a jet? Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a difference, isn't there? So yeah, Logitech hooked me up, and there's all the lovely lighting on it. And listen, the Logitech Hub software will sort you out with any kind of customization, but it's fantastic. It means I can literally pop it down anywhere, and I don't need to worry about a wire running right around me, honeycomb, yoke, and throttle. And yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. And yeah, here we go. Let's get into this, guys. We are at the lovely handcrafted, the lovely auto-generated Miami in the A321. Sorry, in the A320, the Delta. And we're going to get up. Let's see who's in. Ivan, good to see you, mate. Aerodessa, thank you for coming in. Sion Studios, again, thank you for coming in, guys. No, very rarely do MK Studios, and all their new version 2 versions of their airport have been brilliant, haven't they? So let's have a good look around it. And I haven't seen a lot of this. I'm gonna say about what, 97% of it I haven't seen. Listen, guys, it looks fabulous, and as I say, we're only going up now. Do you know what, this might put me off a bit, only going up to 10,000, because I haven't got a clue what to expect when it comes to getting down onto the ground. So let's have a little look and see what happens. The reason why I want to do this, and the reason why I've started doing this a bit more, you guys know that I was always kind of not against full flights or whatever into sceneries. Personally, I want to give another bit of a perspective. I was thinking to myself, well, if I'm learning a few more of the aircrafts and I'm getting into the airline flying side of things, then doing some ILS approaches, some RNAV approaches into these airports when I'm able to. and showing you the approach on a certain runway. Because listen, if there's multiple runways, then I can't show you every approach. But it helps. You get to see the approach. More importantly, you get to see the performance as well. It is nice to see the approaches, and these guys have done it again with the integration with the surrounding photogrammetry, because all of this area, you can see Miami over there. It's got a nice bit of coverage. It's got a nice bit of coverage. Charlie, good to see you again, mate. Thank you for coming in, and we're going to get pushed back now. Do you know what? I felt like I was going to forget all of this with jumping into that Phenom. And actually, do you know what? I'm gutted last night because I had a bit of a practice flight in the 300E, and it went okay. I did like a little flight in the UK over to Liverpool, and I did it, and it worked, and I was like, okay. As long as you're not flying in Greece, you're absolutely fine. You know. So let's get a pushback going on. Warning, no, I don't want anything to do with... What you want about de-icing? It looks absolutely stunning. Hi, mate, you okay?
Hello, Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Ready for pushback.
Conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Icing conditions, what you on about, man? Have I not got the live weather? Oh, I've not got live weather on. Let me get the live weather on. Don't know what kind of weather's going on over there in Florida at the minute, but it doesn't look any different. Or is it just loading?
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Let's see if I forget something with not flying this thing for a couple of days. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you so much. Make sure you leave a like, please. Share the stream. The stream, because as I say, I've had to change it today, so this is only be about 5 or 6 hours in advance, this stream, because honestly I didn't really want to leave it till tomorrow. Maybe I should have, I don't know, but it is what it is. I know other people have probably already gone live with it, but it's available to watch afterwards, so if you do miss the live stream, it's going to be all good afterwards. Apparently it's 30 degrees in Miami, a bit like the UK. Oh, nice. Nice. It's supposed to be like this for a good couple of days, like nearly a week now in the UK. I'm not fantastic with the hot weather, but it's nice enough, isn't it? I mean, my window is absolutely melted. Oh wow, okay. Right, so I can't start my engines until we've been pushed back. That is absolutely fine. We want our nose to the right, don't we? There we go.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at
Oh right, okay. It's because I was on a different weather. If I'm on live weather, there's no reason I don't need to do it anyway. So, can I ask, when do you think I'd receive the scenery? I'm proper excited to use it, Charlie, mate. As I said yesterday, it's in Anybuild's hands now. Some developers and some stores, depending on who's doing the giveaway for me, they are very, very snappy, very, very quick. Anybuilds, remember, they obviously it's over the weekend as well. I don't know whether the chap I speak to at Anybuilds have certain times in the certain times in the office, but all I will say, mate, is obviously I will keep an eye on it. The email went out literally an hour after the live stream yesterday. They will fulfill it, do not worry. Right now I'm not going to say to you, listen, it'll be here tomorrow, it'll be here the next day, because I honestly don't know. Anybuilds will fulfill it, but they will need a bit of time, because like I said to you, if I was waiting for the Anybuilds email off you from an email, then it would have took longer, but your email's gone straight to those guys. There's been no middleman, so they've got the email. I'm just waiting for a reply and waiting for those. They do let me know when it's been added, so I'll let you know. You can let me know either way. Be as fast as I can though. Harry, just popping in before bed. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Charlie, no, mate, listen, mate, that's not a problem. I thought you're very, very welcome to ask. Don't worry about it. Hopefully soon, mate.
bypass pin removed.
Right, let's make sure I've got everything
Left is clear, right
set,
is clear.
because you know what? I think beacon light is on. Don't interrupt the pushback. No. No, that's fine. That's everything's okay. That's in auto. It should be okay, to be honest. That's. I still don't know whether we do engine 1 first or engine 2 first. I'm reading so many different things, like they used to do engine 1 first and then engine 2, and now it's more of a thing. I think it depends on which airline. I don't know. Also, as well, yeah, we've got a bit of light. They're starting up. They're starting up. Have I got any?
Aircraft. Thank you.
Still sounds fantastic. Come on, Phoenix, give us the Neos. Come on. It doesn't matter which one you start first. Different airlines do different starts. Nice. Cheers, mate.
Illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks.
So yeah, we're just doing a little repositioning flight. Let's act like we're in the Delta A320. We're getting repositioned over to Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, should be quite good. Let's do engine 2 now. I do usually do 2 first, though. I don't think I've got into a routine. I think they changed the start procedure to 2 then 1 because of an incident. Not sure though. It's something to do with hydraulics and electrics over on one side. I've read a bit of it, but I don't think there's any wrong answer at the minute. To be honest with you, it doesn't seem to do anything adverse to the aircraft. Massive big left hand turn, and you can actually see I need to start descending already there, so I'm gonna. This is gonna. Do you know what? I'll end up messing this up completely because I don't think I've done this short of flight in an airliner. So let's have a little look. The QNH is unbelievably still the same, so that should help. To be honest with you, transition altitude for QNH is 18,000 in America, so it wouldn't matter anyway. We're only going to 10,000. 130, 14, so 14. Oh, bit of a gust. Sorry, let me delete that. What did I say? 130, 14, and let's see if I can read these charts still, or at least give it a go. Right at the top there. Thank you so much. 4,000. I think that's pretty much a 210 situation, isn't it? So that's fine. Okay. Notch your flaps down. We can now go back to normal. We can flick these buggers off. That sounded wrong. A lot of airliners still use the flow because engine 2 powers the yellow. That was what I was reading. That's what I was reading. Cheers, May. I appreciated that. That's what I remember reading. If I do 2 first, it's all good. 1 engine taxi. To be fair, we should only be doing a one engine taxi today, because it's a bit of a lengthy one in Miami, and it really, you know what? Looking at Miami in the sim, the default Miami, I think someone does in Miami, but I can't remember who. But this, you know, it's just poor. It's just terrible. I can't wait till MK get over here to do this as well. Let's get the taxi lights on. I'm still learning. I'm still getting used to everything. Grounds boys need to come on. Let's start getting ourselves out. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to. Where's that keyboard? With the keyboard, the keyboard's fantastic, but with it being wireless, I can place it anywhere and then lose it instantly. So Sam C3 do. Oh, right, okay. Latin V. Yes, so yeah, I think they also do Fort Lauderdale, don't they? Potentially. I need to look where I'm going. I've got no concept of where I'm going at this airport because I've actually never flown out of it. Let me just stop. So we are if we turn right now, we should be fine. But yeah, thank you everyone. As I say, consecutive live streams going forward up and, you know, we've got one today, one tomorrow, and then one on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be taking a look at the FS Reborn. Hopefully you guys can see me flying that a bit better. But we will be having a more in-depth look at the wonderful FBO customization. I honestly didn't read anything. I don't know if the FS Reborn even announced they were doing something like that with the Phenom, but I tell you what, I've had a little play of it, but I've actually left it for the live stream to have more of a play with it because there's some great customization options. There really is. And we'll be taking we'll be having a good look at what we can do with it all. We'll also be having a tour through it. You know, we'll be walking with the avatar mode and checking out all the details because the functionality is brilliant, but there's the general idea of it as well, and the modeling and the texture work that FS Reborn have done with the FBOs. Honestly, it's just as high quality as the plane itself. I'll also be talking about what I think FS Reborn will be doing with it, because Raoul was on Two-Tone Murphy's live stream talking about, you know, the FBO is still going to be getting updates and there's still going to be more added to it. So I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on what those things might be and seeing if they come true, because, well, I've got some ideas, and funny enough, some of the things that the guys are doing with the FBO are things I've said in the past. Is this even a taxiway? I mean, I know it's a default airport and there's no center line here at all. But yeah, on Monday, if you're into the full flight, a bit of a chill, we can have a look at the scenery over Western Australia as we fly from Orbex Perth Airport to the new Broome, the Gaia Simulations Sim Update 21. That should be good as well. Let's slow it down a bit as I do some other little bits. Predictive wind shear on, TARA on, transponder set to auto. And it won't be long until I've got my dedicated Airbus spoilers and throttles, so I'm going to be made up using them. They are going to be so good. I cannot wait. I know they're not a new product by Wind Control, but I can't wait to share my opinions and thoughts on you know, newly learning the Phoenix and doing more flying with it, and then being able to use a dedicated Airbus style throttle with the detents. Can't wait. Latvia were a great dev in PD. They have just stopped being good since they making the aircraft. I mean, I think I've still got the A319 by those guys. Put constraints on. I keep on forgetting I've got my panels here just sitting there, and then I realise I'm pressing everything manually on in the virtual cockpit. Does me head in when I do that. 22 knots on the ground speed, which is fine by me. Gotta make sure I don't bypass this. It's so much better when you've got I know it sounds obvious, but a handcrafted airport, because everything is so much more, well, visible, isn't it? In these ones, there's just you can't navigate, unless you're fairly familiar with it, you can't navigate around them. Right, let me think about what's going on here, because I will forget something. Using the Hootwald tiller as well, so the nose wheel steering is just so much nicer. There we go. Lovely sky. That's what it's been like in the UK. A few clouds, of course, but it wouldn't be the UK without, we can have the really, really hot weather, but there'll still be clouds. Let me make sure I've got everything correct. I know I'll forget things, guys. I know. Hit the horizon button. What's the horizon button? Oh. It's a bit stuck, innit? I was saying horizon button, I was like, the artificial horizon button, I was just like, Yeah, it was a bit off, wasn't it? I've probably flown with that lopsided a few times. What else have we got? Ground spoilers, flap set to 1. My toes are on the brakes, stopping nice aircraft from going without me. I honestly think that's alright, to be honest with you. That'll be alright. God, you start landing one plane and then you just lose all sense of what's going on with another plane. Right, I can't wait for this not to be a thing. So the reason why I'm doing this and looking at the throttle quadrants is because I don't know where the detents are with this. The honeycomb throttle is brilliant, but really only for GA. And obviously the Phenom's good because it doesn't have detents. Up to 40. There we go. That's fine. It's not going to scream at me. Hold the side stick a bit forward. We've got no passengers on board. It's a repositioning flight, so we're literally going to be oh, I've still got those stupid noises. The GSX invoices. Positive rate gear up. So I found out the noises were from the new GSX invoice function on the new update. I need to turn it off. Back to climb. One go. There we go. Lovely stuff. What was our descent? 4,000. And flags going up. Strobes, yeah, I forgot the strobes. Of course I did. Those can come off a bit later, these lights, but we'll do it now because honest to God, we are descending straight away. Look at that though, look at the photogrammetry there. Oh yes. I would say the Florida area, it's nice, but it's outdated now compared to some of the other areas we're getting. Obviously Aerodessa will be a man there to speak to about that, but it's still nice from a certain altitude. If you're down low, it's not great. Oh, I've lost me I've lost me descent. Oh god. Is it there? Oh no. I'm just gonna get all the way back down again. Sorry guys, I'm gonna tell the aircraft to go to 4,000 now. I might actually balls this up with it being such a short flight. As I say, I didn't want to go anywhere further, because there's no point. Yeah, it definitely needs a city update. Yeah. But you know, it's nice it's lovely from a certain height. It definitely is. We're going back down already. Hopefully we can do this, because I mean, look at the ground textures and everything over here. That's our airport over there, I think, as well. Look at that. You got these massive, big, open urban areas, and then that. It's incredible. Still up far too high as well, unfortunately. Should have just left the lights on. Nice big steady turn as well, nothing too drastic. What? You don't even have it? Why? I don't know what you're on about. Elaborate, Victor. Tell me what you mean. There's a little arrow pointing up, but I don't know what that means. Do you mean we haven't got a city update for Florida? Is that what you're talking about? If that is, then it makes sense, really. Bit wobbly at the minute as well. Definitely need to lose the speed. We're down. Glide slope's caught. Look at that. There we go. Fort Lauderdale. There it is. Told you, nice short flight for this one. Little reposition and flight for the Delta. We do need to we need to lose some more speed as well. We're okay for the distance. We're alright for everything else. Lights are sorted. No people on board today, so we're not bothering with those lot. I think as well we shouldn't have a long taxi. From where I've seen the Deltas park at Fort Lauderdale, we're on this side of the airport, so that's good. Thank you everyone for coming in. Really, really appreciate it. Lovely approach, yeah. Little pockets of water in these residential areas as well. I'm wondering if we'll see anything like this in GTA 6. You know, anything along the same lines, you know, away from the city.
2,500.
Gears going down, I think, now. Maybe a bit too prematurely, but should bleed off a bit more speed. It's a bit blustery, so I'm not confident on getting this thing down, but we'll see. Yeah, it's pretty much Miami, so yeah, it's pretty much Vice City, isn't it? GTA set in Vice City, so yeah, Miami, yeah. But you know, we should probably get some surrounding areas, you know. And it looks like it's still on for November now. You guys will probably see me disappear for a while. No, I'm still going to be doing stuff, don't you worry about it. And there's the last notch of flaps. There is the is it the Hard Rock Hotel? It's something, isn't it? I don't know if MK Studios have put this in. This was part of a world update or a city update, this Points of Interest, but this is in the screenshots that MK shared, so I'm not too sure if they've you know, made it look nicer, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think there's going to be more pushbacks. At this point, I don't think they can do. I think they've got to get it out. They've already said to all their shareholders, investors, that the financial year of the surrounding GTA, so basically I think 2026 or 2027, they are forecasted to do 8 to 8.2 billion pounds in sales. Absolutely mind-boggling. Look at this little
1,000.
hilltop here as well. Now that would be your plane spotting mound, wouldn't it? Look at that. If it's not private land, that'll be a lovely place to go. Anyway, God, I'm getting thingy. I'm sure we can have a look at it in a minute. Good luck for landing. We'll see what happens. I should have took it off autopilot a long time ago. But we are getting hit. It's only 10 knots, so it's not too bad. But we are being hit by a little bluster. See if I can keep the glide slope. Very, very slow on the speeds as well. We are carrying only fuel, so
500.
Just try and get it over to straight now. You can see we are being hit by a bit of bit too high now. Bit too low now.
100 above.
The roads look fantastic going into there. Look at the roads that they've put in. Ground textures, runway textures look brilliant as well. Too high at the minute, but I've got no one on board, so wasn't concentrating.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
That was a late flirt. I tell you what, look at it, guys. Look at the fences running along the sides of the airport. It looks very nice, doesn't it? I didn't put my feet down on the This is why I need the proper throttles, man, because these honeycombs don't know what they're doing. I didn't put my toes down on the brake, sorry guys. Sorry. Landon wasn't amazing. Definitely way off touchdown zone, but we're down. Look at the detailing around the actual runways. Look at it. The fencing and the signs and everything. The ground texturing looks fantastic as well. Yeah, that was Newark. Yeah, it was, but it does look, the roads definitely. Yeah. The roads, we'll have a good look around. This is why I want to do it, guys. We'll get the drone camera out. Some flickering on the terminal over there, sadly, but let's get GSX on here in a second. Let's select from map. Let's do not this pier, but the pier along that should be gate C9. Southwest. All right, okay, fair enough. It was an alright landing. I just didn't put enough pressure on the toe brakes to take it off the auto brake. I thought I did, but I didn't. It just completely came to a stop. There was no one on board as well, so it obviously it stopped so quickly. It was alright though. One of me better ones, wasn't it? The parking's going to be terrible though. I can't see the text that's helping me do it. I tell you what though, the ground textures and markings look fantastic, don't they? Got an interior here to this pier with some people in there. I'm not going to say this is a great parking, but we'll see what happens. Still rolling a bit. Come on, plane. Come on. That'll have to be it. She's going to have to score me down. That's fine. I know. I'm probably too far away. Guys, let me know. Just as I say, I mention it far too many times. I am still learning. But when you're cutting the engines, can you just cut the engines? Obviously, I know with the business jet ones, you can just cut them completely straight after. Or do we have to wait? Do we have to do one and then wait for a bit? I am just gonna flick it off straight away now just for the sake of time, but please let me know what the deal is. Do I have to wait for the engines, or can I just flick the switches one after another, if that makes sense? I cut both. Cheers, mate. I thought I was moving then. Oh. GPU on.
Deboarding requested.
Why? I don't need to deboard anyone. There's no one on it. There's no one on it. Come on. Right, guys, let me turn the APU off so we've got no sound, and then we'll have a good look around this airport. I cut both, but I don't know what the proper procedure. Okay. I'm not too sure either. I know with the business jets, you can pretty much cut them immediately. Minus 300 on the landing, which isn't amazing, but passengers deboarded. There was no passengers on the plane. What are you on about? Anyway, guys, let's hope that I don't have to get back into this flight, because there's a little bug where if you disable chase plane, you can't get into the drone camera. Yes, it worked. Fantastic. Right, guys. One thing I am going to say straight off the bat, which I didn't mention at the start of the live stream, and I know it's probably going to disappoint some people. I apologize, but I did say there was going to be a giveaway with this one. Unfortunately, I'm not in the position to do that today. There might be an opportunity to win a copy at a later date. I'm going to see if I can get a copy sent to me and then do a kind of a proper full flight into this airport and give a copy away. For this stream, I unfortunately, if I was going to get it out this weekend, which was always the idea, I had to do it today, and I couldn't get a giveaway copy. I do apologize. It was the plan, but yeah, I always like to give back to you guys. You know it by now, but it was a difficult one. But anyway, let's have a look around, because this is my actually proper first look at it, really. I don't know where to start, because there's a lot going on the outskirts of this. There's a lot of modeling done on the surroundings, landside, the terminal. I haven't even looked at the terminal yet. There's loads, guys, and the variety you're getting from this airport with your flying is also pretty nice. Business jets, you've got a lot of FBOs and hangars over there, and I tell you what, MK Studios have knocked out the park with the amount of open hangars in this scenery as well. They've done so many, it's unbelievable. The best thing I could probably say to do, honestly, would be to start around here. You know, we always like to end. No, go away, GSX, leave me alone. We like to end with the terminal, don't we? So let's start here. There's a pier over. Let's start here. There's a pier over here. You can download that as a ringtone right now, guys. Go and get it. We'll start here, and we'll go anti-clockwise today. So yeah, please, Miami Next MK. They are doing Miami Next. I'm pretty sure they announced it along with Fort Lauderdale. And honestly, those two announcements weren't long ago. Oh, what happened with the traffic there? The announcements didn't come long ago either. So the fact that they got Fort Lauderdale out that quickly is pretty impressive. So I'm gonna guess that Miami's not going to be far off either. Is GSX worth getting? Yes, it is, mate. But just make sure you turn quite a lot of the other things that you're not using off, because it can get a bit, yeah. Rodessa, appreciate that, mate. I know. Obviously, it is nice to offer a giveaway, but it's not always easy to do so. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, of course, mate. So yeah, a couple of things I've noticed: the photogrammetry integration, the way they've modeled this airport into the surrounding sceneries is again top class. They did this with they did it well with Key West. They did it well with their updated Rome. Their updated Porto was very, very good in that respect. But as you can see, luckily the photogrammetry here with the docklands and the ships is okay. Again, it's not the very, very best, but at the altitude that you're going to be at on the approach, it's more than satisfactory. New poem from Brian coming soon, eh? It's going to be a hit. So yeah, there's your approach. Now, obviously, you guys are already clocked, and you've probably seen the screenshots. They've included the iconic, what would you call it? A plateau, maybe. But you can see that the because of the surroundings over this side of the airport, they've, well, not so much raised the runway, I would say, but you can actually see, in fact, the taxiway down the far end. We'll see it in better detail, but down the far end over here, 10 right, runway 10 right, with 10 left we came in on. You start your taxi over there and you actually ascend a slope, and then it's like almost like an aircraft carrier, isn't it? But it's modeled beautifully and done so well, because I know anything like tunnels and ledges and inclines can be very, very tricky for developers. The power lines, or whatever they are here, look to be a custom model as well. They definitely are. Again, lovely bits of detail in this one. Just, there's so much, guys. This is why I've chose to do a very short flight with this one, because we get all the way round the perimeter and then obviously into the center, and there's just so much, and I haven't seen most of it. Got some custom cars, quite similar to what we saw yesterday with the Innie build scenery, isn't it? I would say the car models are quite, well, maybe the same. I know that developers don't always model their own models. They don't model their own objects. Not always. There is some assets that they buy and use and license. You know, I know that there's some developers that do it all. They do every model. But yeah, this is what I really appreciate it, and I know you guys also appreciate the fact that when developers take the time to do the surrounding details of the airport, especially on a built-up area like Fort Lauderdale, there's so much that can be modelled, and it looks like MK have modelled quite a substantial bit of the scenery along, you know, in the airport, on the fence, airside, and the other side of the fence. Some distribution centers, lorries, trucks, nice, you know, there's still details here. I mean, look, you know, did they really have to? Probably not. But it's lovely. And although you probably wouldn't be able to spy those on the way in, you know, having that detail, and look how good the level of distance on those objects is as well. I can still see those bin bags. Still see them. Still see them. And, you know, we're far higher than what we would be on approach at this point. So, and that's a good overview of the airport there. That's how very nice it is, guys. You can just see it there. This is what we're getting into with this live stream, is the fact that they've done a lot of the highways and the roads all custom modeled in. As I say, the plateau, this hillside, look, it looks stunning. The fact that they've been able to get this working is fantastic. And there's all these little I've noticed in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm sure it's like the same in Miami, but there's all these little inlets of rivers that run all the way in land. Couple of marinas. There's also one. It's actually this riverbed, this river runs all the way along to the lens, and there's a little marina down that side as well. It's insane. It's great when the roads are modelled. Yeah, Adam, good to see you, mate. So we'll work our way round, as I say, anti-clockwise this time. More distribution centres on the approach. The roads are fantastic. They really are. If you're going to be doing an airport in an area this built up, then it is essential you're getting the roads like this, because I haven't seen this area as it was, and I can imagine the photogrammetry roads in around this airport look absolutely terrible. You know, now we've got an actual 3D highway that is elevated. There's no terrain underneath it. They've even done all of the cargo rail tracks as well, which look brilliant. And you'll see them as we go along as well. Ground coverage is really nice. The satellite imagery is very nice indeed. They modelled the marina. It looks very nice. Some of it, I wouldn't say they've modelled it, you know, very, very detailed. They've modelled some boats in there and made, you know, and made it look presentable. There's also a screenshot on Contrail, which I've not been able to find, actually. I can't quite... I'm going to have to try and find it. It's by a flyover, but it looks like they've modelled in some kind of, I don't know, community centre or even a house on the edge of the airport. I'm going to have to try and keep my eye open for that, because it looks very, very nice. Again, you'll see how seamless the photogrammetry to the airport scenery is. There's no kind of point in which you think to yourself, do you know what, you can clearly see the transition between the airport terrain and the photogrammetry. Look at this, all the cargo trains. They're not moving, but again, maybe a bit of saving on performance, but the cargo trains are nicely modelled, you know, long in appearance like cargo trains usually are. It's very, very nice. It really, really is. And you know what? I was skeptical of putting it right out there, saying, calling the live stream, you know, this is incredible. I'm trying to not... Yeah, I know sometimes I don't have to sort of back myself up, but I'm trying to not have these titles clickbaity, because I hate that. And I know some of you might think, well, actually some of these titles are a bit, but I'm trying to be relevant with the titles and not have them completely different from what the content is like. One of my subscribers said, you know, I actually do unsubscribe from people who use titles. It was from the explain title, and you know what, if I'm gonna get criticism and I'm gonna be called out, then do it that way. Don't just be an idiot. Actually talk to me, you know. And I just said, yeah, fair enough type thing, and I have gone ahead and just kind of reworded the explain live stream, because I don't want to upset one person, especially someone who says, listen, I like your content, but you're taking the piss there with the title. This is why I'm trying to mix them up a bit, where I'm saying this is what the live stream's about, but having some kind of, you know, a catchy title. You know, this live stream still says it's, you know, it's MK Studios Fort Lauderdale. I'm taking a look at it. It's a review, but it also has a bit of a, you know, wow, you need to see this, because you do need to see it. Sorry guys, I went off on one there. Sorry. I've only recently learned that these are like a soft material. They stop the aircrafts going off the end of the runway, I believe. They're like a polystyrene kind of concrete type of thing, where if the aircraft is going to run off the end of the runway, this whole thing will actually just stop it. I've never seen a video. I've never actually searched for one, but I think that's what they're for, and I know someone will correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Anyway, just pretend they are held at a red signal. They are. Did you show the... Adam, I haven't been to the FBOs. I believe all the FBOs are on this side. So from what I've seen, we've got a load of hangars and FBOs on here, which they have modelled, and there's a lot of open hangars. There is a lot on this side. This would be the north side of the airport. So where I am now is the east. Then we've got all of the infrastructure, the terminal, car parks, and then on the other side is the other runway. And on that other side, I don't think there's any room for another apron. But yeah, the action takes place over on this side and the middle of the airport with Fort Lauderdale. Oh, look at this. This is a looks like a sheriff's. Is the helicopter base for the sheriff here as well? Doesn't look like, but I tell you what, guys, look at the detail in all of this. There is so much going on. It is, yeah. I thought so. You got your water tanks with loads of lovely, like, bits of, you know, weathering from, you know, the moisture and everything. Gates, you know, entrance gates, all logoed up, all just wow. I tell you what, guys, we're already sort of looking into the scenery, and we haven't seen any of it yet, have we? We haven't really gotten into it. Aviation department, security department, security division. And this is what I like about developers who. So I'm not. This is going to sound like a bit of a criticism, and it's not, because the performance is fantastic. MK aren't the guys who will really go mad with their texture work. It's lovely texture work. It is fantastic. Like, it is. But they don't, you know, there's instances where they don't really have to, because the detail on the buildings is so good. Like, just looking there, we've got security, we've got cameras, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got some kind of transformer type box here. It's got the wires coming off it. It's even got the little hooks to hold the wires onto the wall. There's little signs. There's more metal coping for electric. Everything's 3D. There's no 2D doors or shutters on here. Everything is 3D. It is very, very good. It's called EMS. I'm sure there's some videos online of aircraft potentially or unfortunately using them, or maybe some test videos. Look at this gate. It looks like Area 51 gates with all the signs on them, which I've said before, I am looking forward to Flight Tampers Area 51. You better know I'm going to be doing a live stream with the Juice Goose, going around the desert, having a drive round. Look at this. And this is a good example of what I mean by the model and the texture work doesn't have to be spot on. These signs are fantastic, but as you can see, the barbed wire and the fencing is a bit, you know, it's a bit blocky. But again, that does not bother me, because when you are a nice, again, you won't even see this if you're a simmer who is in your cockpit 100% of your time. You don't use any of the walker mode. You don't go and explore. Then this is irrelevant, really, isn't it? But it just shows you how good the developers, again, with the detail. That is my 2-year-old screaming because he's in that phase, unfortunately. Some Delta cargo, and just look at it. Do you know what? I don't really have to say it, but look at the detail. This is going to take us a while, folks. This is going to take us a while. Tugs, baggage carts, ground vehicles. It is very, very good. All authentic as well. You've got the real company logos on there. Look at the detail on the taxiways. I've never seen this kind of fencing along the side of runways and taxiways. I've never seen it. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it before, but that is very cool. Don't know what purpose it serves. Is it anything to do with animals, maybe? I mean, rabbits can jump, can't they? So, I don't know. Is it something to do with animals? Crocodiles, is it? Is it crocodiles? Is that what it's for? Like, I know that sounds a ridiculous statement because they could just go outside of this way if they wanted to, really, couldn't they? But I'm trying to think what this is actually a thing for, because there's no reason to put it down there unless... Let me know in the comments, guys, please. I don't want to go off the screen and start searching. That is but it's lovely detail. That again could easily be missed by others. Some more gates. Not too sure why you would need a gate there when you could just go, oh, you won't let me in. Oh, okay, I'll just go around. But again, fantastic. And there's a lot of open hangars in this scenery. I was surprised when I first loaded in earlier on this afternoon. I'm trying to say all in one word. It doesn't work like that. This unique little rooftop car park, pretty cool. Again, even the texture work on the rooftop here, where you can see cars have been driving along. Bloody marvellous. Really, really nice. Says there's offences are for wildlife. Okay, I you know, because I'm thinking rabbits can jump. If they wanted to get over there, they really could. Lovely. Just everything is fenced off and detailed, and loads of signs. Again, the road network around. I mean, look how close this... It's a shame there's no cars on it. It doesn't look like the default road traffic is able to spawn on. I don't know. I'm going to guess. Now, I haven't seen this area, as I say, without this scenery, so I'm assuming the photogrammetry would have caught this highway. I can only think that with excluding the photogrammetry in the editor, it's also excluded the road traffic. Again, 100% guess, could be totally wrong, but it's good to have the proper highway there and not a photogrammetry mess, because it would be a really big, it would look awful. I'm gonna have to disable the scenery and have a little look. Some again, this thing with the Asobo needs to sort this, man, because look at the detail they've put in. Yeah, I was going to say strange, no cars on the highway. Yeah, it's a bit weird. But I am going to guess that with excluding the photogrammetry, because I would only imagine photogrammetry has mapped all of this in, and it looks terrible, and the cars will be going across it. There's some cars down there I've noticed, you know, doing that weird back to forth thing where they just get lost and they're just in an endless back and forth. Playing Pong or Ping or whatever it was called. He's just having a game of tennis to himself, isn't he? Peekaboo, where have you gone? Where have you gone? Ah, yeah, mate. But yeah, that's again just a guess. But all the road signs are there. Just look at all that detail. All of the hangars. We've got an Embraer hangar there as well. Amazon Prime vans there. Look at this. Incredible, man. Incredible. And as I say, the amount of open hangars in this, I was very surprised, because you don't usually get it, but they have. Every hangar. Let's just have a little look, because I don't want to start going round again with the night lighting, but let's just have... MK are very, very good with the night lighting. looking positive so far. Looks lovely. Looks nice. You got some skyscrapers over there as well, or at least, you know, tall buildings. Let's carry on. We've got loads, guys. Go and get yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or an alcoholic beverage if you like that kind of thing, and just take it all in, because we've got a lot to look at. We've got a lot to look at. We've even got some little steps on the side of this building. Look at that. Again, some of those trees poking through. There you go. Steps all the way up. Do you know what? The detail is just highly appreciative, isn't it? It's so... I appreciate when developers just put things in that you'll never ever see. Like the, you know, little box, little Jesus, get your teeth in, Brian. Come on, son. Electric transformer boxes or whatever, you know, electric boxes. I honestly can't say that I'd be emailing MK Studios saying, you know, your Embraer hanger, well, you didn't put the electric boxes on the side. Do you know what? But I am saying that someone will do it. Someone would be that silly. But again, lovely texture work, and wow, look at that, a Lotus. It's not a Lotus Elise, is it? A Elise? I think it is a very souped up version. Is gifting available on Flight Sim now? I'm not too sure, mate. Not too sure. Good question, though. Will you do a showcase for GB? Didn't we do that? Is that Long Beach? I'm doing Long Beach. Yeah. Long Beach is on Wednesday, mate. Got a giveaway for that one as well. Very, very nice scenery. Very nice scenery. The terminal is done very, very nicely. That's the Crosswind Long Beach. I think that's Adam. That is Long Beach you're talking about, isn't it, mate? Would you say this is MK's best scenery? Oh, it's up there, isn't it? You know, it's again MK. What these developers that I say, you know, you can see the evolution of the progress they're making with how detailed the sceneries are getting. And I know they can only do so much with updates, you know, version 2 updates and, you know, existing sceneries. But because this is a brand new one, it looks so good. Look at the texture work on this. The modeling and texture work on this one. Look at on this hangar here, the Jetscape one. Yes. I know we're not in the dead of night. Yes, Long Beach, yes, streaming it at the same time like today. Yeah, mate, I will be, yeah. 7:30 is generally the time I always go live. Sometimes 8 PM depending, but yeah, 7:30 is... I feel like now is 7:30 is the best time. But yeah, Long Beach this Wednesday, mate, and I've got a giveaway for that one. And definitely, it's another great one. There's a lot you can do with it. General aviation, biz jets, and some airline movements as well. It's fantastic. The terminal has been done very well. I'm very impressed with Long Beach. I've had a bit more of a look at that of that scenery than I have with this one. But yeah, this Wednesday. It shows how much effort they've gone into the detail and the things that probably... Yeah, this is it, you know. And, you know, apart from this little issue that Asobo still haven't fixed, which, you know, is probably not on their high end of their list, but I know developers were probably really annoyed with this glitching of, you know, trees that are, you know, like making the building see-through, isn't it? I mean, there they are there. It's so annoying. You can see it happening everywhere on this scenery. Not, you can on the buildings, especially when they've made such an effort to put, you know, workbenches and the lighting that they've put into there. You know, look at the. I was honestly surprised how much detail they've put in the hangars. There's loads more as well. And that's why I jumped the gun and literally said, listen, this scenery is incredible. And, you know, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. It is very, very nice. Look at the car park. Again, always appreciate when developers turn the cars left and right. They make them a bit more, you know, out of place, you know, not too straight, you know. Not everyone can park their cars correctly. Just lots going on. One thing that I have seen, and I know MK Studios, they may watch this back, or they may have even popped in at some point, I don't know, but I've seen this glitchiness happen on quite a few sceneries recently, and I don't think it's anything to do with developers. I think this might be a Sim Update 5 issue. I can actually see it disappears. It looks like, and again, just guessing from the time I've spent with sceneries, that this is problems with possibly the weathering. So you can actually see this flickering is happening from where all the dirt and the wear of this, the aging part, the weathering bits, the texture on top of the building that has been put in. That's where it's flickering. Nowhere else is flickering. It's just the little bits of dirt and stuff. I've noticed it in a few sceneries, so I'm not gonna sit there and say, you know, guys, you can't be doing this to a scenery. You know, I've got a feeling it's happening to a few people. Hello, the details MK compared to Urbex look way better. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not taking sides. I don't like to, but I prefer others than others. I know that there's definitely differences in skills, and, you know, development skills, texturing skills, modeling skills. Fully understand that, but don't forget, Urbex don't do their own sceneries anymore. It's all kind of, I want to say freelanced work, but it's all indie developers, isn't it? And each individual indie developer have got their own set of skills. They're particularly better in some points. Some of them, you know, Matteo, who has done Atlanta, definitely, you know, one of the top guys. I don't mean disrespect to others with that statement. I just mean that the guy has done Atlanta, Hartsfield on his own, and it's a very, very good standard. This MK Studios one, this is built by a team of guys who are all in it together, you know. If you've got a team of developers, you can have some people doing the more intricate work, the more finer details, you know, like the parcels here, shrink wrapped. You can actually see that they're shrink wrapped. They've got the wrap around them. You can see the shipping labels, which is just insane. I mean, that is what's going on, honest. But then, yeah, admittedly, you can find groups of developers who have got a massive team who are just slipping behind with the detailing, and possibly don't have any excuse because they've got a load of people working. But yeah, listen, I find any kind of scenery just fascinating to go through. The fact that we've got these real life, you know, these virtual renditions of the real life airports, that if you go there, everything looks so familiar. And it's even more impressive when developers don't actually go there to see these airports, and it's all being done by research and reference photos. You know. Mike, good to see you, mate. Mateo's in Atlanta is incredible. It really is. It's like right. There's a few of you guys have left me. Sorry, guys. MK do usually have animated vehicles, mate, but I'm going to hazard a guess and say if there's any, they're going to be over there, and we haven't got there yet. We're still making our way around, Andrew. But they do. You are right. There was animated vehicles in Rome. I'm sure there was animated vehicles in... Where was it? I said it before. Porto. I'm pretty sure there was. Mike, good to see you. Just managed to make it. Nice, nice. Hope MK make Atlanta, not Orbex. I don't like Orbex sceneries. You know, that's fair enough. Orbex are... they scam people who bought and they lost all respect and will never buy anything from them again. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, Adam. I understand. Developers can lose a lot of respect and they can lose a lot of customers and they can alienate people. Like they can. I fully understand that, mate. I'm not going to say I disagree with you. But yeah, just dial it down a bit. I understand what you're saying. You know, I've bought a few sceneries in the past that the developers have, you know, fully committed to, and they're like, yeah, there's going to be a version 2 and a version 3. Version 3, you're going to have all the bells and whistles, and then they leave it. They just leave it, and you've bought into a scenery that is dead in the water. And in most respects, those developers are the guys who make 10% of the airport and then bugger off with our money. Do you know? They make a bit of the airport and then go, you know, version 2, you're gonna have the whole infrastructure, there's gonna be everything's modeled, and then version 3, we'll have everything detailed as it is in the real life, and then, you know, it never gets to version 2. And I know a couple of you guys who'll be in your heads guessing, oh, I wonder who that is. You know, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide who I mean by that. And it's not just one developer. Most of these guys don't even exist anymore, you know. But anyway. I bought the Brisbane and Melbourne, but the ground sections are nah. Can I purchase it with... I don't know if it's on the marketplace, guys, yet. I know it's on... I know this scenery that we're looking at now is on Contrail, which is where I bought it from earlier on today. And it's on Orbex as well. It's on Orbex Store. And I'm assuming it will come to the marketplace as well. But again, I am going to apologise, guys, and say that unfortunately there isn't a giveaway for this one because I wasn't able to secure one for this one. But what I will say is that if I am able to do a giveaway for this, I will do a full flight into here or out of here and combine it with a giveaway at some point. Hopefully soon, but we'll see. We'll see. As I said before, there is a bit of a thing modelled. Now, like I said when we did the little tiny flight over from Miami, the photogrammetry isn't the very, very best. It's very outdated now to what we're getting with the new city updates and the new world updates. It's good from a distance, but when it's close up like this, I'm glad that they've modelled this highway in such detail. But I was saying before, there's a picture on Contrail of looks, from what I can see, there's some kind of flyover. And they've put like a house with a United States flag outside. It looks very detailed. There's also, by the looks of it, some spotting areas. Now, I can already find where that one is, but they've actually put some real life plane spotting areas into this, which again, absolutely love when developers do that. It really does make it more immersive. Bit of a skip here, full perimeter fence, so you know, MK have already got my vote. You guys know that I love a nice perimeter fence around the sceneries to keep everything restricted from the virtual people coming into it. RD nightmare for poor. RD presets don't even exist anymore. I believe. I don't think they're a development company. RW profiles, on the other hand, I did mention this the other day, but they are off the back of their Newcastle scenery, which again is one of the best sceneries you'll ever buy. If you've not seen that, go and look on my past live streams and videos. RW profiles Newcastle in the UK, one of the best sceneries you'll ever see. They are doing Salzburg next, and it's their local airport, so I've been told by them personally that if you think Newcastle is detailed, then you haven't seen nothing yet, because Salzburg is going to be a very, very high fidelity airport by them, and I believe them. I've never had an issue with Orbex, to be fair. I have London City. Flight Tamper is the one I'm annoyed with. The lack of yeah, they seem to be mopping up that, don't they? I know we've got Amsterdam. Don't think Corfu has had any compatibility update, I don't think. But yeah, they are behind, and I'll be totally honest with you. I like Flight Tamper, but their Las Vegas update, I don't think should have had a upgrade price to it. I think it should have just been a free update, because it wasn't like any of these recent version 2s we're seeing. You know, MK Studios version 2, Rome, Porto. You've had obviously Dreamflight Studios do Teterboro version 2, which is one of the best version 2s you'll ever get. It wasn't up to scratch, but again, I still like Flight Tamper. It's on the Inning Manager 2. Isn't MK doing my MK Studios? So MK Studios have done Fort Lauderdale, and at the same time they did announce Miami. So that flight literally took us 2 minutes. We did a little fake repositioning flight, didn't we, from Miami before at the start of the stream. But yeah, those guys are doing Miami. MK Studios, yeah. Gonna be a good one. It is gonna be a good one. And obviously one of you guys, yeah, you've mentioned London City. That's obviously InnyBuilds has just announced London City, which I think is going to be great. I think if it's the same guys that did Liverpool, it's going to be brilliant. Right, let's try and get a bit more into this, guys. If I do miss your comments, please just bear with me. Just everything is just so complete. Again, it's one of those complete sceneries. The fencing around everything, the barriers, the gates. You know, it looks like an airport. You know, access roads all the way around the outside. The modelling and the apron textures, the taxiway textures, the markings are all fantastic. As we came into land on this runway 10 left, you just saw it. Look at it. Again, I think we discovered that these little fences are for wildlife. I can only imagine these are mostly for crocodiles, so we don't get any a lot of bird strikes, crocodile strikes, but I don't think they'd ever keep anything else off the airport. Because, I mean, I don't think a rabbit would find these difficult, you know? If that's what they're actually for, I think we did find that they were to do with wildlife, but it's the first time I've ever seen any scenery with this, because it's there everywhere. It's like it's almost like a farm in the middle of in the middle of the scenery. We've got this 727 model, which is a nice model. We've also got a hangar here, which oddly enough isn't open. Every hangar over here was open. This one not so much, but I tell you what, the weathering and the dirt on the side of it, look at it. Definitely needs a bit of a spray wash, doesn't it? But no less detailed. Nice again. They definitely have just everything well referenced, and it must take them so long, and obviously they've been working on this as they've been updating past sceneries, because that announcement for Fort Lauderdale wasn't long ago. So I'm going to guess that Miami's not going to be too much longer. I mean, every building is 3D modeled. It's all here. I've seen absolutely no instances of any default buildings apart from photogrammetry further on the perimeter. Very good. The ground clutter, again, I've never been disappointed with MK with the ground clutter. But I know one of you guys, I think it was Andrew, mentioned that there's been no sight of any animated vehicles, and that is true, and MK Studios usually do put animated vehicles in. So I'm wondering if we have got any. Let's have a little look. I tell you what, we're nearly all the way around, so the idea is to keep on going around. And then obviously come up the centre towards the car parks and the terminal as well. Looks like there is some construction going on currently, or at least when the guys at MK Studios mapped this and you know, laid it out in front of them. So I don't know whether they're planning on any updates to the scenery when things have been completed in real life. I know a lot of developers like to do that. Also, Rome has it. Yeah, they do, yeah. I don't think Crocs will be there. No, it just seems a bit of a weird fence for anything else, you know. Hello, Practically Geek. Thanks for another great stream and review. Love MK Studios. They are incredible devs. Mr. Anderson, you are very welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining us again. This is the little... I think this was the... Yeah, the little spotting area. So, look. If you're an aviation enthusiast, I'm not too sure though, because this looks like it's on the actual airport. This is part of the airport. Interesting. Unless you can get to it from over here as a landside area. It definitely is a landside area because the fences. That is one tall VOR. Is that a VOR station? That's massive. But yeah, if you go down here. Again, very detailed. Look at this. If you go through here, there's an actual dedicated area for us aviation enthusiasts. Look at this. Some port. Yeah, look at that. There you go. If you're here on an all-day aviation session, you got your bins as well. Look at the detail with the bins knocked over. Some of them are open as well. Like, you know, it doesn't sound... I know one's glitching into the other. Oh, it's getting a bit serious with these two, isn't it? Oh, should we leave them alone? Hey, should we leave them alone to get dirty? Oh, don't. Wah, wah. Yeah. Anyway, we carry on. We don't make those jokes. But yeah, the... It's a lovely little aviation spot. Definitely. Oh, he missed that. Sorry, guys. Look at that. That was on the other side. Look at the blast shield. Oh, yes. I am going to have to be getting a approach picture with that in. That is lovely, MK Studios. Well done. That is lovely, guys. Again, something easily missed, but because it's so noticeable and so colourful, then, you know, I think people would probably hold their hands up and say, fantastic scenery, guys, but you forgot the artwork. That is great. That is fantastically done. Been getting to know each other for a while. Oh no, you guys. Been busy. It is fabulous. All of the little areas that you just wouldn't expect to be modelled in and This looks like a massive overflow car park, you know. Do you know? Wow, hang on. Oh, is this... This is what I saw. This is what I saw. This is the picture. Fantastic, fantastic. I was... Because that's the flyover that you can see in the background. Look at this. Oh my god, it's got an interior to it. No way. So, honestly, you know, we still haven't got to the terminal yet, so I really appreciate everyone. Listen, guys, you're fantastic, because I know others would probably just be like, here's the airport, great terminal, see you later. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I don't mean that as a bad, it's not a negative. I just, that's how others may show it off. So I absolutely appreciate your patience, because I know some people will come in and be like, well, can you hurry up and get the terminal? I know you guys are probably saying the same thing. They're probably in their heads going, yeah, all right, mate, they've modelled a bloody camera in. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, there's a bloody wire on the side of the building. So what? Can we see the terminal? So yeah, thank you so much. But look at this. I mean, just, yeah, screenshots. Had to, because with the clouds, it just is the flag animated? MK, if the flag's animated, it means we're gonna have to flip it off the live weather. Oh, I don't think it is. Nah, it honestly, it don't matter. I don't care. I don't care. Oh wow. Sorry, I'm in that. I mean, you start messing around with the lighting on this sim, and things just get so, in some respects, photorealistic, and I mean that. Blooming marvelous. And what's that little sort of play area? I don't know, some kind of, they had to have come here, surely. The Hedgehog was a forward-throwing anti-submarine mortar weapon developed by the Royal Navy and also used in our US Navy during the Battle of the Atlantic in the Second World War. Honestly, MK, you are something else, man. Nah, no. This is why I do this channel, guys. This is why I like going around the sceneries. I know the aircraft are essentially the thing that the sim is, you know. But when you've got sceneries like, look at that. If MK, you're in here or you're gonna watch afterwards or whatever, just know that you've done another belter job. It's the MK Studios Museum. Oh, okay. It is an MK Studios Museum. Wow. Where it all started, MK Studios began even before its public releases in 2005. Matuz created a small personal project, Sanok, The project was developed using Gmax and the SDK tools from Microsoft Flight Sim 2004. Well before I was able to. I mean, I'm an older gentleman now. Like I say older, I don't mean I'm 60 years old. I mean, you know, if I had the means to fly in the older sims, I could. You know, I'm still that age. I can do, but I didn't have the money. We just, you know, we weren't fortunate enough to have a PC that could run these. But look at that. I love this. This is fantastic. In 2006, developed continued aircraft liveries. Yeah, which developed into actual sceneries. And I know there's a lot of developers who come from doing profiles and repaints and stuff like that, who then go into, you know, creating sceneries or creating full-on aircraft. It's a, you know what, guys, it's a lovely way to kind of to fill in the studio just of how long MK have gone. And you know what, I didn't know these guys had been going for so long. So I am going to admit that and I don't feel silly by saying that. I just didn't know that they'd been going for so long. Also, as well, it is nice here as well. I am really happy that they've done this, because I know Maurice and Aviation Lads have been doing a lot of work for MK for a very long time. P3D scenery, and the fact that they have been mentioned in this scenery is very, very nice. And I think that just it just says volumes for MK that they've done that, because other developers wouldn't. Other developers wouldn't, and I don't just mean scenery developers. I mean any type of developer. I like it. I think it's a very, very nice little. You know, they've obviously haven't been able to put the sort of the proper museum in here. So they've made a very good use of that space. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, obviously RW profiles not too long ago, they still are doing GSX profiles. RW profiles pretty much do all the GSX stuff for INI builds, but they also obviously do sceneries as well, more recently. And of course, sorry, yeah, exactly, yeah. But it's fabulous. And again, I really appreciate the detail on the approach paths, because sometimes it can be lost in translation. I know this photogrammetry is very poor from what we've got now in some of the areas recently updated, and it is very outdated, but MK have tried their best to definitely spruce some of the areas up. They put some boats into here and done some custom modeling for some of the buildings as well. Pretty cool. There's just so much. It's one of those. I mean, I'm glad there's nothing over on this side. I mean, they might have modeled some stuff in over that side. We will try and you know, make our way to this terminal, because you know what, it's getting on a bit. So I do fully appreciate everyone's time, but it's a big airport. It is a big airport. I can't see any animated vehicles just yet. There's some of these default cars that have snuck in on the taxiway. So again, I am gonna guess that maybe MK have got onto that. So I think some FBOs. We've got some definitely an FBO for sure, and then some aviation hangars. Let's have a little look. Lovely stuff. Again, the fact that we've got the amount of open hangars in the scenery is pretty impressive as well. Oi, wee, watch where you're going. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at that. We've got an interior to the control tower as well. They've put so much clutter in, and honestly, apart from I think combination of my unoptimized system and the fact that I'm live streaming, I actually think the performance is incredible for what is on offer here. We've got an interior to a FBO. Look at that. Oh wow. Now that is a lovely kind of old looking FBO, the brickwork. Look at that. Wow. Wow. I see no car traffic. I don't know about the default car traffic. I know some of the roads have been excluded from when MK have done it, so it means that some of the default road traffic has been disabled in some way. If you mean animated ground vehicles like we usually say, I've not seen any yet, so I'm wondering if there's any around there. I can't see any. Let me just have a little look because I am curious. It doesn't mention. Is there a breakdown of features? There usually is, isn't there? So let's go over the details. I'm looking at Contrail. It's linked below in the description if anyone's interested. It is a Microsoft 2024 scenery only. It is £16, which, yeah, we're not at the end of this review, this long live stream showing it off. It is worth £16. I'm not even gonna discuss that. It's worth £16. That's a fantastic price point. Technical notes: this scenery uses various workarounds to model the runway 28 left platform in detail. This may influence airplane and AI traffic behavior in we will see the plateau, the platform that they've modeled for 28 left. It's unbelievable. Highly detailed recreation of Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International. Up-to-date layout based on real-world references. Detailed terminal building infrastructure throughout the airport. Custom ground textures and realistic PBR materials. Animated jetways, custom ones. Taxiway signage, stand markings, apron details. Realistic lighting and approach. Seamless integration with the surrounding photogrammetry, and carefully optimized for smooth performance and visual quality. It doesn't mention anything about animated vehicles, sadly, guys, so it doesn't mean we won't see any. I haven't seen any yet, but they usually put them near the main apron. But it would be a bit of a weird one for me if they haven't done any animated vehicles, especially if with it being in you know, the updated, the version 2s of their recent sceneries. I tell you what though, we've got a interior to the signature FBO. Ah, there's collision on there. Let's we need to have a look, don't we? We need to have a look. I wish you could slew your avatar. This isn't going to end well, is it? Whee! massive airport. We haven't seen any of the terminal yet. There you go, Delta. You're a private jet now. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, I hate when it does this. It gets stuck, and I don't know why. There you go. We're gonna jump. Hey, there we go. Let's have a little look in the FBO. I think I will buy it just because they modelled the FBO's interior. Yeah. I mean, it's beautifully modelled. It really is. This brick work as well. Even the benches outside. I mean, it looks... Everything's got collision on it. Anyone want a pencil? Oh, hiya mate, you're okay. Why have they got like a ham radio there? Flight support. I tell you what. Impressive that they just put a FBO with a full interior by the looks of it. Hey, okay guys, look at this. Yeah. Can we go upstairs? What's up, mate? Oh no, it's one of those weird models that has messed up. It's lovely. I can't believe that there's just this. I'm saying that like I'm like really surprised. Obviously, we know that there's been a lot of sceneries with FBOs. Look at Teterboro version 2. But everything's got collision on it as well, you know, so fantastic. Look at the lighting as well. My word, my word, MK. You're treating us very, very nicely. I wonder how long it took to make this airport. I know, the mind boggles, mate. I mean... don't think I've seen... I mean, Jevietsky does it very, very well, I must admit. Jevietsky design with his airport interiors and hangar interiors does it well. I think MK have... They've... They're onto something here, aren't they? They're definitely onto something. Let's have a little look. Just like any builds, I'm very rarely disappointed with the night lighting. I have made comments about this kind of thing on the, you know, the windows without any interiors. This doesn't look too bad because it looks like there's some kind of blind in front of it. But when there's the kind of really bright sort of box light where it just looks like there's a just a white light on a window, it doesn't look very it's not the quality that we're used to now with these sceneries. And as you can see, the night lighting it's a 2024 scenery, native 2024, so it's a weird comment to make, but this is how you know it's a 2024 scenery with this lighting. The new lighting engine that we got as part of 2024's not massive update over 2020, but substantial enough to see it in the finer details. The animation on the radar on the tower there is nice and smooth. Again, 2024 animations are more just smooth. I've noticed it in animated trains and radars as well, antennas and stuff. Very, very nice indeed. There's just so many buildings, man. You can't, you know, and they're scattered so much that you can easily just move to one side and then be like, oh, there's that one over there, and then oh, hang on, there's that one there. And not one of them is less detailed than the other. I hope there's lifts going up to this. Don't know what that tune was. I like the lighting in this tower. You can also see the Qatar Hotel. I think it's the hotel and club. Ah, where are the controllers? I mean, it's nice enough. It's tiny, isn't it? It's small. Like it's very cozy. Again, you know, there's just so much that they've done. Just everything. If you're a, you know, you've been waiting for a Fort Lauderdale airport, like me with Liverpool. This is, I think you're going to get a similar feeling. More open hangars. Look, there's more here as well. It's incredible. Definitely another fantastic location for the new FS Reborn Phenom, for sure. Definitely an airport you could use that aircraft in. And oddly enough, some spaces that you could set up the customizable FBO in. And there you can actually see the elevation in the runway as it makes its way onto that platform. That's substantial. I know there was quite a hill at Atlanta, and you guys actually confirmed it was that steep. That is almost up and then down, isn't it? So, with that being said, guys, let's... Oh, wow, there's more here. More open hangars. If you haven't guessed it already, yeah, it's a great airport, and if you want a bit more variety, you want to do some... I mean, there's a lot here. You got Delta, American Airlines, I think Southwest are here. There's a lot of airlines here. You got your biz jets as well. Don't know if we're seeing any general aviation in here. I couldn't answer that, sorry, but it's definitely good to go. Possibly either fire station or just some ground service vehicle stations, maybe. Right, let's go and have a look at the platform, because that is incredible in itself. I mean, I'm not too sure how they've been able to get everything to not glitch out and have elevation changes, because, well, you'll see. As we come around here, you're going to see a lot of details in the road network. Traffic signs, overhead signs, as we can see here. This is honestly where I really hope they improve the road traffic, because, sorry to say, X-Plane 12 just blows it out the water. You know, they're not insanely detailed, the cars, but they're just a lot better. Everything drives on the right side of the road. Animations are far better. The models are even better as well. Sadly. Look at this. Railroad crossing for all the cargo trains. Yes, look at that. And even that is very detailed as well, isn't it? Can't get any kind of there we go. Oh, there's no actual lighting to it. Hey, the lighting in the tunnel's nice though. Look at that. I'm curious, guys. Let me know in the comments. Do you tend to buy airports because you fly in that particular area of the world? Or do you buy airports based on how detailed they are? If they're a really, really detailed airport, you buy it and start researching routes from that airport, or just use it for general flying? I'm curious to know what makes you buy an airport. Is it because you've seen it on, I'm not saying my live streams, I'm just saying anything, any type of media, any video? Or is it a certain thing? Like, do you sort of say to yourself, well, I do a lot of flying in the US, or I do a lot of flying in Florida, so this would be a, you know, one for me? What makes you buy an airport? Is it the overall detail, the value for money? Let me know. It looks fantastic. It's their lunchtime. Such a shame with the traffic as the airports like this. Another example like Dubai. Yeah, exactly. Need to see the variety of vehicles as well. Detail, live streams, routes out of the airport. Yeah, I love the little details in the brick. Look at that. They've even got these little aeroplane logos in the brickwork, and the brickwork is detailed. Look at that. It did everything, every small little detail, man. They seem to have just got it spot on. All the road network around. Look at this. It is a shame that we haven't got any nice. Oh wow, okay. Guys, look at all this. Honestly, look at this. The aircraft little logo seem to be flickering, but I just can't be mad with that kind of thing, because I know developers can fix them, but I also know that sometimes it's not always the developer's fault for any graphical glitches. It is just either that one's kind of off. But yeah, I mean, it. You know what? It's everything. The little slopes up to the platform, and every time I see something I want to go near, I discover something new. Like the fact that all this industrial area has been modelled. Come on, guys. I want to see the airport. I want to see the airport. And you've done all this as well. What's going on? Unbelievable. A little bit of a jittery going on in this, like maybe a car ferry, but that is a lovely, I don't know what you would call it, dock, marina. It's very detailed. Is this default vehicles? I know it's shaken, but look at this. wow. I don't know what to say. I'm more likely to buy ones I've been to or routes. Bit of both. If there's a part of the world they would modelled more really nice, I'll start looking for real world flights. Yeah, nice to discover. Yeah, a bit of everything really, isn't it? I'm kind of similar. I honestly, I've started looking on Flight Radar, and because personally, you guys know I've started flying the Phoenix more, and a couple of other aircraft. It honestly doesn't matter anymore. The location is kind of very, very secondary, because I'll have a look and go, that seems like a nice route, and then I'll go and search for a handcrafted version of that airport. And yeah. Oh, what happened to you there, mate? You fell. This is incredible. This is I didn't see this originally when I loaded it in. That big sort of research vessel, I don't know where these models have come from. I don't know if these are... Do you know what? Actually, I'm telling a massive lie. This is a Gaia Simulations model. This ship is a Gaia Simulations model. And I am fairly certain I can... Let me double check on that. I'm sorry, guys. I know everyone's being very, very patient. I fully understand. Just bear with me, because I want to double check that. I am going to look at a little link that Raz from Gaia Simulations sent me. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. So that's Gaia Simulations. So this isn't a criticism towards MK Studios. I understand that there's areas that I would say that you can't just fully model absolutely everything. It gets to a point where it's a bit excessive. But yeah, no, that's Gaia Simulations who done that model. And I think a couple of these other ones as well. And then the guys have just, you know, use a scenery editor to pop them in. And it's, do you know what? It's still impressive that the area is being mapped out. So obviously, Gaia Simulations didn't map all this area out. It was still MK Studios that put all this area together. They've just used assets from the scenery editor. But that is a very, very detailed ship. Like, too detailed, in my opinion. And my theory has always... Yeah, I mean, come on. A couple of you guys who've been in the live streams for a while, you've heard me say this about the vehicles, the cars and the bikes. It feels to me like at some point in the next few years, Microsoft and Asobo might be going a bit further. We have got drivable vehicles and boats and stuff like that in the sim as a third party thing, and I know not everyone loves them. Fully appreciate that. I've got absolutely no sort of problem with people having an issue with that at all. I'm not going to disagree. I in fact like them. I like every so often grabbing the cross cart or the juice goose and having a bit of a blast around in them. It's very, very fun. But the SDK models that Gaia Simulations are doing, they're just too detailed to not be something else. I think in the next few years, I don't know if it's some kind of, you know, Microsoft Transport Simulator. I don't know, but the car models are getting far too detailed to just be a prop. That's just a thought. Don't know whether it's true. It just, yeah. Obviously, the tunnel is going to be fully collisioned for the aircraft to go along it, but the fact that the guys have been able to map this in, look at this. It's not one of those situations where you've got like a, you know, a fake black wall to simulate the underneath of a tunnel, and it kind of is just like an illusion. There is an actual, you know, there's an underneath. Just, I think that alone must have took them a long time, never mind the actual whole airport to make. Getting this as a custom model into the sim must have been a pain in the ass. Like, honestly. Here's where MK Studios go now. It was quite easy, actually. It's very impressive, though. Look at the whole... Usually with something like this, I would find that... I mean, apart from those little aircraft logos doing a bit of a glitch as we move the camera around, everything just stays where it needs to be, doesn't it? Incredible. Incredible. They wouldn't have bought the boat, Adam, if that's what you're referring to, mate. It would be available in SDK. You could, you could go in there and make your own Siri. They might have had to pay licenses, actually, as another thought. I'm wondering because although it's Gaia Simulations, Gaia might get the funds from Microsoft. But I'm wondering, as a third-party developer, whether they have to then pay licenses for those objects. It's interesting. Just because it's Gaia and they do provide, you know, the world update, points of interest, the oil rigs, the airports, everything. I'm wondering if they still do ask for a license fee of some kind. A one-off license. I don't know. It's a good question, mate. And just as quickly as we start, I'm joking, just like that, that's where we started, right over there at the start of the stream, pretty much. We are now ready to finally take a look at, well, the airport itself. That is one hell of a car park. And it doesn't just look good in the daytime. It also looks bloomin' marvellous at night time as well. Ta-da! So, what are we all thinking? What are we all thinking of MK Studios Fort Lauderdale? I know a couple of you guys have probably already bought this. I've popped the link for this in the stream description, or if you're rewatching, the video description. You can get it from Contrail Store. 16 quid. Is it worth 16 quid? Yes. Just honestly, one side of the airport was worth £16 in my opinion. The illumination from the sign, just going to point this out, but you can actually see the backlighting from behind where the actual light would be, shining on the wall. Very, very nice. We have got some people, we've got some cars. Nice to see that we've got a bit of a mixture going on. Is it too dark? I don't know. I've never been here in real life. I've never seen any pictures of it. It feels like it's a bit too dark, but it also feels like the lighting's very, very nicely done, you know. I don't know if it's, illuminated anymore in this area. It looks fantastic though. How's the performance at night? It feels... I mean, I've had a few little sort of stutters, but I don't know. Unfortunately, with live streaming at a higher bit rate and obviously having, 3 windows open, it's hard to say what the airport is. It is hard. When I loaded it up earlier on, it's very smooth, very nice. I will, by all means, put the display on to show you, and just show you what we've got going on with the graphics. Everything's pretty much up. I've set me terrain, level of detail, and objects to 180 now. That's probably still high for my system. Texture resolution is actually down to high, which I think is fine. Couple of other things turned down. The cube map reflections are down, and some shadows as well. Contact shadows are a high. Most are ultra. And right now, low 40s, jumping up to the 50s. Just to let you know, or just toilets, I didn't quite get that, but you did correct, Andrew. Just to let you know, for me at least, it was £19 on Ini builds and Orbex. Still worth it though, yes, absolutely. But I also think Contrail might be MK Studios' kind of, not exclusive store, I don't mean it like that, kind of favoured store, I don't know. I think you can buy MK Studio stuff off their own website as well, I'm pretty certain. If you can't, then I think it's always really Contrail that they pointed towards. I could be wrong with that. Like I said before, you can see that some of these texture, these like dirt and markings, so it's not the actual whole texture, it's just the dirt bits. They're flashing a lot. I don't know where that's coming from. Don't know if it's an MK Studios issue or it's the sim doing that. I'd be curious to see if this still happens with... That was my controller taking a tumble. Oh no. Oops. What I am going to do is, because I remember on Appleton, Simulations Appleton, when we turned the anti-aliasing, so just to let you guys know, the flickering that we were seeing just then on the roof on these dirt textures has completely gone when we turned it to DLSS. I will just confirm that now for you. I don't know what that is. Do not know what it is. Obviously, we've turned TAA to DLSS. It doesn't flicker. I don't know why. Possibly Sim Update 5. I just blame everything on Sim Update 5. It's introduced in Sim Update 5. That is the reason. But yeah, I've never seen that before, and I haven't only just noticed that in MK Studios today. It happened in Atlanta as well. Mateo Orbex's Atlanta. It's happened in a few others I've seen, so I'm going to say this is not MK Studios. This is a sim issue. Well, it must be, because we turned it to DLSS and it goes away. It's absolutely fine. You can see it's happening quite a lot as well. But yeah, let's... I think the night lighting, again, it's similar to how I find Ini builds night lighting. It is always very nice. It's just a me thing, guys. I know some of you aren't really bothered. This is fine because, again, there's like this kind of blind texture. It looks like there's something behind that window, if that makes sense, It's just the other ones that are kind of like just a sheet of light, but it doesn't look like there's many instances of that in this scenery. Can we get inside the terminal? Yes, we can. And again, I'm always very impressed with the terminal interiors. A lot of people in the last live stream, or Zanti, Zakynthos live stream, a lot of people said that they really only buy sceneries now if they've got interiors, and seems like more and more people are kind of just happy with having interiors, you know. I think when there isn't interiors in these sceneries, I think people are very quick to ask the question, why isn't the interior, even though they're not actually bothered. But you are right, Andrew. I think £19, even so, it's still fully worth it. Especially when you consider some of the bigger indie build stuff is retailing for 24, 25 quid in a similar size. The lighting is beautiful, by the way. The fluorescent lighting on the ceiling, very realistic. The shops look, you know, they look lovely, nice enough, you know. Some little stutters coming through there. I've left the FPS counter on as well for you guys, just so you can see. Let's have a little looky of the information we've got going on. And after taking a look at flight radar, I can honestly say that is, apart from the Spirit flights, you know, RIP, but the less said, they look authentic, as in they look like the flights that operate from here. Very nice. And it looks like the shops have all got their proper signs on them. Very nice indeed. It's I would say the flickering has got a bit more substantial being inside, but I don't think I can really be surprised about that. Let me just have a little look. I think you guys have probably seen the night lighting it for the most part, but I'll try and flick it back on again. Sim issues 100%. Yeah, it's the fact that we can change it over to DLSS and it doesn't do it is a pretty sure thing. Let's have a little look in this pier. They've done a nice amount of interiors and they all look different. It's not one of those situations where each pier and each side of the airport looks exactly the same inside. This looks a bit more dated. It looks older. Definitely looks like an older part of Fort Lauderdale. There he is again there. It's like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That's what Tony Hawk looked like on Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk like Pro Skater 1 and 2, didn't it? Is there any windows here? MK. No. It's the end now. It's a terrible scenery. Guys, don't listen to me. Yeah, they need to sort that out because, as you can see, there's no window texture inside. But do you know what? As we come out here, you can just see the level of detail, man. So good. It makes me very excited for Miami, I must admit, because Miami and Fort Lauderdale were ones that I started looking at these airports when I was doing my Orlando to Nassau full flight. and Miami and Fort Lauderdale have just got a bit more of a variety to them, really. And you know, we've got sceneries, but when there's a new updated version, a more polished and up-to-date version, then you know it's always much better. Someone's just announced Orlando as well, and I can't remember who it was. Was it Vertical Sim? We do need an up-to-date Orlando though, because the default one, although it's handcrafted, it's not got the new terminal where JetBlue depart from. This is weird. This is just like an open hall. Seattle's best coffee. Are you trying to say that's a Starbucks? Because I don't think it is. But yeah, very just like an open hall. Oh, there's a bit of a gap here as well, guys. Again, live streams like this help developers sort of, you know, capture some of the things. Now, it's different if I was live streaming this in a month's time. This is only a day after release, so let's give them a bit of slack. Because I like the windows are very nicely done. The shade on them out from the outside is nice, you know. The smoke effect. But yeah, there's a couple of little issues there with the inside modeling, but we kind of have gone around the outside now, so we kind of come through here and then round the interiors here, and there's still more. There's some animated fans on the rooftop there. Lovely bits of detail. Tunnels up on here, the walkways across are very nicely done as well. Out into the car park. Very, very nice. I'm blown away by how much is in the scenery. There's even they've even modeled in like a mirror. Obviously, is that real time? It kind of is, but I think it's like, I think it's showing the default scenery, you know, the auto gen scenery. But the fact that that's even a thing in the scenery is, yeah. Just everywhere you go in this airport, there's just another thing to see. Very, very impressive, guys. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I certainly I rate this. I already did. I was very confident going into this afternoon when I downloaded it that it was going to be as good as it looked. I think MK are developers that you can be certain that the trailer and the screenshots are going to be what you're going to get. Just as it says on the tin, you know, that kind of saying. I don't think there's any worry where the promotional material isn't going to match up to the final version, you know, because that is a thing. It's a thing in any industry. You know, there's always a meme or some kind of thing online when Ubisoft make a video game. Watch Dogs was a very good example of that. The Watch Dogs E3 trailer, remember that back in the day where everyone was losing their mind over the rain and the wind effects, and then Watch Dogs was still quite a nice game, but it wasn't anywhere near what that E3 trailer gave us. But getting back to the point, MK always give you what is in the screenshots. Sadly, no animated ground vehicles, and if I'm gonna be any form of critical with this one is the fact that there's no animated ground vehicles. I think they've really dropped the ball on that side. Should it be the reason why you don't get it? No, not at all. Some of the biggest developers are still not putting ground vehicles in to the sceneries to this day. There's only a handful that do. Sadly, MK are usually the ones that we can rely on for that. It's a bit baffling that they haven't put it in. There's also a bit going on here with some missing texture still as well. But this pier definitely looks a bit more substantial. It looks a bit more modelled. Here we go. Restrooms. Oh no, there's an actual Starbucks. There we go. But yeah, bit puzzled. MK have been doing fantastic things with their version 2 updates. Animated vehicles is kind of always a certainty, and sadly it's not here for us in this one. I'd like to know how much performance animated ground vehicles impact, because it's just something. It's just that little touch. It does liven up the airport. In this case, because we've got so many static cars and ground vehicles, even ground vehicles, they're all here. You know, they're just not moving. But because we've got so much equipment and objects and static people, it helps. It does help, but I'm just surprised they haven't put any vehicles in. I do like seeing the animated tugs and buses and other bits and bobs running around the airport, because it does make a difference. It's one of those things where it isn't just a nice little visual upgrade to a scenery. It does have a massive immersive difference. But again, I just think the overall quality of this is, there's so much, isn't there? Look at this. They've, again, like Mateo did with Atlanta, they have made sure, and they've done, don't get me wrong, they've done the interiors much more detailed than Atlanta. That's a fact, but they've still made sure every stand you can see inside of the terminal. And it's the same with Mateo's Atlanta. Although it's not spot on, it's authentic to what Atlanta looks like, it looks fantastic. These guys have just taken it a step further, because it has got the real world interior. Even the flooring in this bit here is all done as well. Strange, because they added ground vehicles in. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It does, guys, it does. And look at this. Little bar here. Look at the view. Look at the view out of the airport. They do need to fix the glass. The glass, there's no inside texture to the glass. It's another pet peeve. It's something that these guys don't do either. It seems like there's just some bits of text modeling missing, some edges and walls. But it just looks fabulous, doesn't it? Again, for the die-hard people who don't need the interiors, this one's going to be a belter. And even for us who do like the inside modeling, it's just inside here they've missed all the windows. There's no interior windows. Oh, guys, come on. Come on. Please fix it. Because honestly, you could get some belter shots out of these windows. Especially if you've got the AI traffic on as well. Yeah, definitely a definitely another stunner. Really lovely. Look at the lighting in here as well. Yeah, that's nice interior lighting. You can tell it's not Manchester Airport, can't you? Because the travelators are working. Ooh. Shots fired. Very, very nice. Very, very impressed. And yeah, it's got a few things that I'm questioning just out of sheer curiosity. No animated ground vehicles is a bit of a weird one. And then some missing walls and ceilings and stuff, but 100%, it's 10 out of 10 for the authenticity. And I think whoever hasn't bought it yet, I think there's going to be a lot of people buying this one. And even more so Miami as well. I think Miami is going to be a massive one for MK as well. I think it's a generous amount of interior modeling. I think they could have even dialed it down a bit, but yeah. Very pleased with this. Very pleased. Very happy that I've been able to do the live stream for you guys, and I am sorry that things have changed a bit. I know I was supposed to be doing the FS Reborn Phenom today, but we'll do that tomorrow. So with all that being said, folks, I'm gonna go and you already know you already know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna go and get a nice cup of tea, I think. Soothe the vocal cords. And I will be back tomorrow at the same time, hoping to fly the Phenom a bit better. But the real reason for the live stream is the FBO. I know there's a lot of videos and live streams out there already showing this aircraft and showing the FBO. But I really just want to share my thoughts. I want to play with it a bit more, because honestly I've only set up 2 buildings at Liverpool Airport and I haven't done much else with it. I was leaving it for the live stream. I want to have a good mess around with the customization options. I want to show you guys how it all works. Some people might not have seen it yet. It's fantastic. I want to talk about maybe stuff that they might introduce into it. Maybe, I don't know. I know there's been I know Raul, the top guy from FS Reborn, has been talking about various things that are still being added to the aircraft and to the FBOs. So we'll have a mess around with all that tomorrow night, and I will attempt some kind of flight with the Phenom. Not a long one, a short one, but I'll attempt it anyway and see what happens. I want to get used to it because it's a lovely aircraft. Lovely, nippy, fast aircraft you can take over, well, anywhere really, over Switzerland, through the Alps, some domestic stuff going on in the US, between some UK airports. Nice little versatile little jet, and I want to try and get used to it, especially because it's got a yoke, and I've still got my yoke here. And yeah, then we'll be back Monday, and we'll be doing some flying in the A319 over in Australia. Should get some nice views as long as the weather's nice. And then Wednesday, I would like to go and do my Long Beach video on Monday, but do you know what I'm going to do is, because I think Long Beach for me is, do you know what, it's probably a throwaway comment, but for me Long Beach could be getting lost in the amount of new products. The Phenom, Fort Lauderdale, all the new announcements, Flight Sim Expo's next month, it's coming up very, very shortly. It could be getting lost, so on Wednesday we'll get it on the channel and we'll give one away, and I'll show you the terminal, because it's a lovely, lovely terminal, and it's in a lovely spot as well. You've got LAX, you can literally see LAX, you can see the LA downtown from there, but it's got a lot of variety, general aviation, business jets and commercial. You've got a nice little variety in there. Phew, that's it now, guys. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much, been amazing. This is a fantastic airport. MK, if you've been watching or you're gonna watch, try and get some animated vehicles in there, guys, because I'll be honest with you, you don't need to put any in anywhere else, just stick them around the terminal. And yeah, but you know what, even without it, it's a gorgeous scenery. It is a gorgeous scenery. And I'll be back tomorrow, guys. I need to go and get a cuppa. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you soon.